Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 313. We're here discussing episodes 31 and 32 of Go Busters. Now, some of you might be thinking, Nick, weren't normally your breaks lately for this series, for Sentai, basically about episode 30? Normally, yes, but I really wanted to cover this two-parter because this is the two-parter where the Go Busters team with Space Sheriff Gavan, Type G, even though they don't say that in the sub. Which is weird. Yes, it's basically Geki's debut in Tokusatsu. Yes, a metal hero makes his debut in a two-parter for Super Sentai. So, things starts off with the debut of Shelly, who is, get this, the commander from the original Space Sheriff series. This is his niece. Yeah, this is Mari's cousin. So she's on the run from the debuting Rhino Doubler. Now, here's some interesting fun facts about him. Number one, he is a reincarnation of he was reincarnation of the very first Doubler ever seen in Metal Heroes history, Psy Doubler. Number two, he was adapted for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Mostly put, he was there to, get this, set up the Dino Charge team up. That was mostly put his purpose of being there. Excuse me. Also, he spoke with an Australian accent. And here he's, in that episode, he's teamed up with basically a revived Vargoyle, who is golden. So, in the Sentai footage, in the Sentai episodes I'm watching here, this guy is a completely different guy, just has the same appearance. He's the second remodel version of a character they've ever seen in the series. So Shelly is saved by the Go Busters. So they take it back to base course. She's looking for Gavan. And they do know who that is, which I do appreciate that. Except, I should point out though, you watch this episode like, Space Game, you mean, is Kijiyobe going to show up as two-parter? No! He's not here. Though he does for an F this the next time we see this Gavan. This is Geki Ishimori, the second Space Sheriff Gavan, making his debut by beating up a bunch of Moroku thugs. Well, Neo Moroku thugs, mind you. Because I should point out though, these guys did not look like this in Space Sheriff Gavan. Yeah, those guys were like ski masks and were like big. They're like big. I actually like their looks from that series. Here it's like, just random guys wearing SWAT gear. Yeah, it doesn't look very interesting, but I love this. I still love the suit that new Gavin's got, where it has a little bit more blue in the lights. I thought was really cool. So then at the end of part one, basically that's when he meets up with the Go Busters for this two-parter. Which I should point out that this is the first time ever in Sentai when they do a two-parter like this, where they bring a character from the previous series from a different franchise mostly, and bring him in for a quick two-parter, and then basically go to something else. Now, Power Rangers have been doing this. You know, bringing people from a previous season for next season for a two-parter, which you haven't seen those in years. I think like the last known two-parter we've seen Power Rangers was a team-up. Well, when they captured that before Beast Morphers was probably when Dino Thunder teamed up with Ninja Storm. You're thinking, really? That far back? 2005? Yes, seriously. And you're thinking, wait, what about the time when RPM teamed with Samurai? That was a movie. An actual movie. That movie was an adaptation of two movies. Two completely different movies. And you're thinking, okay, what about the episode where they had the anniversary thing? What about Dimension Danger? That was an anniversary episode featuring basically about 10 randomly selected Rangers. Great to see the guys again. You could say probably the next first time we had this wasn't Beast Morphers. We had Downcharge show up, but only 4 of the actors showed up for reasons. Yeah. But meanwhile, though, back to this. So, Round Double is going around. Of course, we also reveal this two-part that Enter is alive. The burglars basically creates a new version of, well, Dragonoid, a guy who made his debut. By the way, the original version of this guy. This is a Dragonoid. You see, the original version of this Meddler appeared in episode 13, and this was actually his last. This was another one of those times where it's like, oh, let's just basically bring this guy in just cause. Yep. Yeah, and by the way, how the heck is Enter alive? Don't really know. It is probably something maybe they'll probably explain later when I get back from my break from the series. Which, yes, I'm going to break after this. But we're going to talk about this. I'm about breaking out with this, but I'll talk about it. So, Gavan shows up. Well, basically, Shelly and Yoko decide to go look for Gavan. While in the case of the rest of the Go Bosses, deal with basically a new Meddler, basically Dragonor. So they basically go up where they're basically looking around the roof, see if they can find Gavan. They can't find him, and Yoko collapses because she's hungry. So because Shelly ate her chocolates, so they go to basically a diner to eat a bunch of chocolates, which that probably lasts her for a little while before she burns all out and she basically collapses. And then they run into Round Double again, where he activates his Excel device, I believe it is. Basically a horn on his chest. He bends it, and it opens a portal to Moroku space. Yep, so Shelly and Yoko get sucked into Moroku space. And what do they see when they get there? A theme park where they're basically attacked by people in costumes, and let's see, then they go to the bathhouse, where they're attacked by I don't know what the type of people are. It's just a guy with baskets on their heads, a flu. Yes. And then they're attacked by. I think what was the next? It was Oh yeah, then they end up in a high school where they're just basically attacked by various stuff, and then of course also then Dragon and Blue Buster end up in Moroku space, and also this is when Red Buster meets up with Gavan. Gavan just apparently just attacks Nick out of nowhere, and eventually they calm him down. And of course they agree to work together. Go to Moroku space together. Yeah, fine, come on. And he calls Cyberdon! Yes. Which I've jokingly referred to this thing as Gavan's mattress motorcycle because it looks like a freaking mattress. Except this one's blue and the original was red. So, and of course, Nick transforms into a motorcycle, and of course, they fly up to the second Moroku space while Stag and Brett Busters deal with the monster of the episode. Well, the Megazord version of it. While they are monsters off in Moroku space, and then you have Shelly, two of the four go, and two with blue and yellow, or basically on the run, and eventually then Gavan and Red Buster show up, and of course they destroy it thanks to combined power. And then Round Doubler ends up teaming up with Enter, and of course they go to Moroku space. Excuse me. So Moroku space, and then they have this basically a recreation. Now, if you've never seen Gavan, what they do for this scene here is very much a recreation of the original Gavan, where they go all these tremendous locations, like inside like a giant rib cage, basically fighting on the rings of Saturn, and of course these horned tusks go fighting the burglars, which is, I love the fact that the writers apparently either number one watched Gavan, or two, the people who wrote this two-parter was probably a fan of Gavan. So eventually, of course, Round Double is defeated, but not yet per se. And then Moroku Space is basically closed out. Everyone gets out. By the way, also, when they get to Moroku, there's also a subplot in the episode where one of the Go Busters support members, what's his name here? Moroshi, yeah, he goes to these group of scientists who can help him with the whole thing with Moroku Space, and that's when Round Double sends him to Moroku Space, and then he's freed by Blue and Yellow Buster, and then first they can't get the Buster together because it's blocked because they're in another dimension. Though thanks to Moroku, he's able to basically find a way to get around that, and they get him on the Moroku Space. And Enter, not past the opportunity, decides to transform Round Double into a Megazord, where of course they basically summon their version, which is I think like the third time, actually fourth time in the series that this particular mech has been seen. Yeah. I mean, he had just previously appeared. I think it was just in like episode 30. Yeah, it actually has been 29. But after this, it does not appear again until episode 44. So, yeah, we're going to wait a while before we actually see the return of this damn thing. Mm-hmm. My guess is the reason why they don't use it very much in the series, because this is weird. At this point, it's like, 2 episodes in the movie, that's really all that's left here for... Yeah, that's literally all that's left here for... this particular mech, yeah. Which is kind of strange, but that's kind of how it is. Mm-hmm. As for Buster Hercules... he appears in 34, 39, 41, the 43, 45, 47, 49, 50. Basically appears in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, basically for him, there's basically about 10 more episodes to go for this guy. But as for the other mech, the main one, that one itself, here's a sad thing comes to this one. It only appears in 3 more episodes. Yeah. Appears in 34, 44, and 49. And that's basically it. Well, probably because they're going to get a new mech pretty soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, not much else really much to say. Well, eventually this real thing, and of course, we also... Oh, by the way, in this 2-parter, we also see during the fight in Moroku Space, we actually hear the Gavan theme song, and then when Space Dolls, we actually hear his theme song from the show, which is awesome. I had a lot of fun with this 2-parter, and with this 2-parter done, that in the case of Geki, guess what's left to go for him? For appearances wise. Bless you. Just to the 2 Space Squad movies, which I'll discuss those later. Don't worry about that. But after that, he's pretty much done. Yep. Round Doubler, he's done. His next appearance actually in Geki's 3rd appearance is actually his secondary movie he appeared in, which was the second ever Tension movie. Yep. But not much to say about this 2-part. It's really good. And officially, as of right now, I am on break from Go Busters. Finally. So, there's probably going to be a couple different anime coming out for this one. One is going to be the Demon Sword Master of Academy. The other is an Isekai series, which I'll discuss later. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, particular review. Next up, I don't have time to do any anime stuff, but I do have time to do a manga review tonight. Yep. Next up is My Hero Academia. Yep. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Okay? Thanks, Bye.